All right, what's up, you guys? So, oh my goodness. So first, I record a 48-minute video. The sound wasn't on, and then I recorded a 25-minute video because I didn't feel like talking for another um 48 minutes, trying to show you guys what to do. But then I accidentally clicked on one of these lots, and the personal information popped up, and I know I've been flagged a few times, and I don't want my YouTube account, my YouTube channel to get banned and deleted. You can't show people's personal information. You can't show people's addresses and private information on Zillow. So I clicked on one of these by mistake, and I had to stop the whole recording and start over again. Oh my god. I don't know, man. It's a tough one today. But you gotta be careful when you're zooming in and clicking and moving the mouse and all this extra stuff. Anyways, let me hurry up and this is gonna be super short now. This is gonna be like 10 minutes. It's gonna be a 10-minute video. So basically, I was kind of replying to these comments. I saw Antonio said he definitely overanalyzed. Um, Trust me, Antonio, I used to do the same thing. But then after you do your first deal, you're just like, oh my God, I had no idea it was this easy. And then from there, it becomes very simple. You know what I mean? Um, you're like, wow, why did I even overanalyze anything? This is crazy how easy it is. So all you're doing is you're clicking on this website, boom, this will pop up. Make sure you guys, because I had a couple of you guys submit deals, and you see this road right here. This is Pine Island Road. Like, look, whoops. See, you gotta be very careful and not clicking on these properties. I clicked on one and boom, the whole information popped up. Okay, so you see, this is Pine Island Road. This road is very long. It's Pine Island Road. You see this? This is Pine Island Road, all of this. You have to be south of Pine Island Road, not north. Okay? This is, look, zoom in a little bit closer. All right, check it out. Let me go over here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. I'm just trying to show you guys something simple. Okay, so you see these houses here and these houses here. They're probably in the same zip code. This area here and this area here is probably in the same zip code. These properties here, you see these properties here, and these properties there, they're probably in the same zip code. The problem is, this is Pine Island Road. This is Pine Island Road. And we do not want anything north of Pine Island Road. Why? Because these lots are probably like 40 grand, and these lots are probably 80 grand. We're willing to pay 80 for anything south of Pine Island Road. Anything north, the price drops. I don't make the rules. It's just what it is. Everything up here is in the 40s. Everything up here is in the 80s. And it's like one road that defines that. So that's what I'm trying to say. You know, you guys stay away from north. Just stay south. You guys got plenty of territory. You know what I mean? Plenty of territory. Tons of deals here. So stay away from that. It's very easy. You just zoom in, and we know the rules. Here are the rules. South of Pine Island Road, These are the zip codes we like. No flood zones, no protected species, no main roads, no canals, zone residential only. Because some of these, like for instance, you see these properties, you may see a bunch of houses, but a lot like this might be zone commercial. A lot like this might be zone commercial. I don't know why they do that. And we wouldn't want these type of lots anyways, because why? This is a canal. This is part of the rules. Um, like this is a good one. You can contact this owner. There's tons of them. You know what I mean? There's tons of them. Trying to be careful not to click on these lots again, because the last video I clicked on the lot and it showed the owner's information and everything. So as long as you click on this lot, here's another one. You click on this lot, the owner's information is going to pop up. We don't want this one. We don't want this one. Why? Because this is a canal. You guys know the rules. These are the rules. Okay, stay off of major roads, stay off of canals, stay off of flood areas, flood zones, protected species, no commercial, zone residential only. All right, so very easy. Um, yeah, you guys, very easy. And look, it's very easy to find them. You just zoom in and look around. And there you go. Boom. There's one right there. See how easy it is? You're going to click on this. And once you click on this, you go to the next step. The next step is calling them. How do you call them? You click on one of these Fast People Search or True People Search. I put two sites for you guys here. Fast People Search is working normal again. I guess before they had I guess they were updating their platform or whatever. But you can go here, put in the address, or you can go to True People Search and put in the address. And just make sure the name of the owner of that property is the same. And you're not gonna get let me go back. When you're looking up the owner of this property, you're not gonna take this property. You're not gonna get 1728. You're gonna get their physical address because they don't live there. You want to get the address where they live at, and you're gonna take that address, and then you're gonna dump it in True People Search, Fast People Search, and then you're gonna match it with the name of the owner, and then you'll see the phone number, and then you're just gonna call them up and say, hey, I saw your property over here at 1728 Southeast 15th. Are you looking to sell it? They will say yes or no. If they say yes, then you ask them, what do you want for it? If they say no, then you tell them, hey, do you know anyone else who may be interested in selling? And if they say no again, then you say, okay, great. Have a great day. On to the next. On to the next. On to the next. Okay? Don't hit up anything with LLCs because obviously it's hard to get an LLC phone number. And a trust, if the name of the owner is there, you can look them up still. But yeah, you can do a trust. But the low-hanging fruits are the actual person. It could be a husband and wife, or it could just be a man or a woman. Whoever owns it, you can just contact them and ask them, hey, I'm interested in this lot here. Are you looking to sell? And that's it. All right. Get a price out of them. And when you're negotiating, ask them, what do you want for it? Whatever price they give you, make sure that price seems high. If they say, I want 70,000 for it, just say, oh, 70,000. Man, I really didn't want to be at 70,000. Wow. Are you able to do 65? You see? We already know 70,000 is a great deal. But if I said, okay, I'll do 70,000, what's going to happen is they're going to be like, oh shit, he said okay too quick. Did I shortchange myself? Could I have gotten more? All these thoughts are going to start running through their heads. But if you make 70,000 seems high, and you say, oh my God, I can't do, I'd have to talk to my partner about that, but we'd be willing to go at 65. Could you just do 65? If you make it tough, then they know you're not just like getting over on them. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. But yeah, you don't want to make it seem like it's too easy because that's the way that majority of deals fall through because people just say, "Yeah, I'll do that." And they sound so excited and the guy's like and the seller's like, "Well, damn, maybe I could have got him more." And then they back out and now they're like, maybe somebody else, maybe I could sell it for more." And then they're like, "You know what? Let me hold off. Um, I spoke to my wife and we agreed we want 82,000." And then boom, you just lost the deal. You just lost it because you made it seem too easy. You always gotta try to make it seem like that's a hard target to get. I don't care if they say, if you know that I'll pay 80, even if they say I want 65, you know you can make 15,000. Do not say let's do it. Do not do that because they're gonna be like, oh damn, well maybe I'm shortchanging myself. Always make it seem like 65 is high. Whatever number they kick out, make it sound like it's high. 65. That's not really where I wanted to be. It's a little bit more than I wanted to be. What? Can we do 60? If we can do 60, I can get my partner to agree to that. And then they're gonna be like, "No, I don't want to do 60. I'm already giving you a deal." Um, and then you can say, "Well, I know you want 65. I want 60. Why don't we meet in the middle? 62.50. Make it seem hard." And then they'll say, "No, I don't want to do 62.50. Do 63 and you got yourself a deal." Boom. Now he's going to run back to his wife and he's going to say, "Baby, we got him. We got him, baby. He wanted to pay 60. I got him at 63. We got him." You want to make them feel like they won. Okay? But you want to make it seem like it was a battle. It was a battle. Because if it doesn't seem like it was a battle and it was hard and he won, then he's going to be like, "Well, it was too easy. I'm probably losing." Then he's going to back out. Does that make sense? A little bit of negotiating for you guys. Anyways, I'm not going to make this video long. The other one was like 40 something minutes. The next one was 25 something minutes. And then the video got messed up. First one, I forgot to click the sound. I was recording for 48 minutes and no sound. And thank God I look back at because typically when I finish recording my videos, I just basically upload them. I don't even edit them. I just upload them. But then I decided to look back and I was like, wait a minute. The other day when I was editing this one video, because I edit like small clips and stuff like that, I was like, damn, I turned the volume off when I was doing that. And then I happened to look and boom, the whole 48 minutes, no sound. Ah, very aggravating. But you see these negotiating tactics that I'm giving you guys? I'm telling you guys this because in the beginning, and I'll show you proof, in the beginning, when I first started, my first deal was in January 26, 2018. That was my first deal. I was excited. All I wanted to make was $5,000. That was like the goal. I wanted to make $5,000. I was so excited. I didn't know any better. I just I had a low like I don't know, man. I had a low point of I just was my mind was small. Now my mind got really big. It expanded to like a fucking dinosaur mind. Well, dinosaurs had small brains, but it just got bigger. Now it's like my mind thinks way bigger. Like I'll show you guys. Like this was my first deal. Obviously, I started out wholesaling houses, right? This was my first deal. 5150. I was so excited. I was like, yeah, I made 5150. Ah. But now that I look back, this deal right here, I could have easily made $40,000 just incorporating some of the tactics that I just implemented and showed you guys by not agreeing to the first price, by acting like that first price was high. You know, like just simple little things that I implement now. And check this out. This was in January 26th. You know, in January 1st, 2018, I just was like, you know what? I want to do this wholesaling thing. I'm going to do my first deal. And I just was like, I'm going to go hard. This is all I'm going to focus on. I'm going to find a deal. I'm going to do it. 26 days later, I had a check, 5150. Even though this deal was a $15,000 deal, we locked this property up for 260,000 and I sold it for 275. It was a $15,000. This girl brought it to me. I even gave the girl majority of the deal. Why? Because all I wanted to prove to myself was I could make 5 grand. And I ended up making 5150. I was like, let's do it. I gave the girl a majority of the deal. I didn't know any better. And this deal I could have made, looking back with what I know now, I could have made 40 grand easy on this deal. Now, check this out, right? Fast forward to today, to this day and age, right? Look at this. Look at this. 48,000. You see this? This is me. My Wells Fargo. Look at this. Wire transfer. $48,804.48. My attorney sends it to me. Now, check this out, right? Here's another one. You guys can look up this address too, 7 Stewartsville Road. This was a few years back, 2023. But look, my average deals now are between 30 and 40,000 with the housing, you know, with the real estate. Mind you, with these houses, let me zoom in a little bit over here. With these houses, right? Let's go over here. Let's stay away from canals because I want to give you guys a good example. Okay. With these houses, this is not a vacant lot. Okay, everyone. Here's one. See, it's easy to find vacant lots. So with these houses, I like 1804. With these houses, you literally have to know how the roof is, how the plumbing is, how's the HVAC, how's the foundation. You need to know all these little things. You need to you need to be able to figure out what the cost of rehab would be. You need to find out comps. It's so hard knowing that what I know now to do a house deal. I mean, I still do it. Don't get me wrong. I still wholesale houses, but land is so much easier. You don't have HVAC. You don't have roofs. You don't have pools that needs to be repaired. You don't have any of this extra stuff. And on top of that, you already have rules in place that you know what not to do, and you know 80,000 is the price. So you know all you got to do is call them up and say, "Hey, what do you want?" If they say I want 76, say, "Can you do 74?" And then they'll say yes, and then boom, you just made 6K. You don't have to worry about plumbing and all this extra stuff and contractors going in and doing repair estimates so you can send to me as a buyer. So you don't have to worry about all this extra stuff. With the land, it's so much easier. There's no house. There's no termites. There's no tenants. There's no, you know what I mean? And sometimes there's a tenant inside these houses, and the tenant won't let you in to take pictures of the property. It's like, it's always a headache with the housing. With the land, it's very stress-free. It's very easy. There's no tenants. There's no termites. There's no busted water pipes that could happen. None of that stuff. I wish I knew about wholesaling land first, before housing. Everything works. Everything makes money. Yes, the checks are larger, but this is more of a volume game. You can do 10 of these in a month. I can't do 10 of these in a month. Yes, I made 30 grand on this check. This is 35K. Yes, I made 35K. But with this, I can make, look, I can find 6 of these and make 6K. I'll still make 36K. I can find 6 of these really quick in 1 month and make 36K in 1 month. It's not very hard. Look, there's one. There's one right there. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let's go over here. Look, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4. It's easy to find them. You know, just stay off the major roads, stay off the canals. It's very easy. That's 4 right there. Let me see. Let's go up this way. There you go, 5. Stay away from canals. And there's one. Well, that's a canal. There's one right there, 6. So it's easy to find these deals, and it's very quick. Very quick. Do you know how hard it would take for me to find a house? Because I need to know everything that's going on inside that house. So I can only do 1 or 2 per month, maybe 3 by myself. If I have a team, I could do more. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier to do these vacant lots, and it's a lot easier to evaluate them. Why? Because you already know I'm paying 80K. All you got to do is click on this, the information pops up, and then you go here, you pull up the phone number, and then you just call them and say, hey, are you interested in selling this lot right here? And they'll say yes or no. And then whatever number, and then you ask them, what do you want for it? And then they're going to tell you what they want, and then you're going to make sure that number seems high, and then you're going to say, oh, can you do a couple grand lower? That way, they know it's like a little battle. It's tough for you to do what they just asked. Because if you make it seem easy, they're just going to come back and say, I could have got more. Let me go ask for more. And if he doesn't want to pay more, it's okay. I'm not in a rush to sell. I can get more somewhere else. When you could just make it seem hard and get the deal. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. If you guys have questions, comment below. Like the video. Share the video. But it's very easy, man. I'm showing you guys this for free. I could be charging for it, but I don't want to charge because it's a hot market. And I just want to buy as many as possible and get everybody paid out. You know what I mean? It's a hot market right now. We're buying as many as we can, as many as possible in this whole area. This whole area right here, south of this road, south of Pine Island Road. We're buying everything that we can. It's a hot market. So please, just do what I'm telling you. There's no need for you to overthink. Just do exactly what I just showed you. Zoom in on any area here. Look, let's go here. Boom. There's one. There's one right there. Click on it. The owner's name is going to pop up. Then you copy their physical address, not this vacant lot address. You copy where they live because it's going to show you the address that they live. Then you're going to go here. Then you're going to put it in. Then you're going to see the phone number pop up. Then you're going to call them. Then you're going to ask them if they're interested in a cash offer for that property. Simple. Very easy. And then you ask them, what do you want for it? They're going to tell you what they want. If it's below 80,000, obviously that's great because we're paying 80,000. But if they say, I want 85 for it, just say, 85. That's super high. What if we could do 75? I need to be at 75. And then they're going to say, well, no, I don't want to do 75. Well, how close to 75 can you get? You know what? Give me 72 and I'll do it right now. Okay, great. Let me talk to my partner. Let me see if we can even do 72. And then I'll talk, and then you put in all the information right here. They want 72. You put in their address, you put in their phone number, you put in everything. Submit. I get this form. I'm gonna call them up. I'm gonna say, hey, you just spoke to my acquisitions department. You want 72 for the property. 72 is kind of hard for us to get. I know you don't want to be lower than 71, then 70, because we offered 70, but you want to be at 72. I want to be at 70. Why don't we just meet in the middle? Let's do 71. And then I'm gonna go and get yourself another grand. Put more money in your pocket, because the second point of contact is me, and I always try to get you guys more money, a little bit more. Worst comes to worst, I'm going to say, you know what? If he says, no, I won't do 71, give me 72, or I walk, then I'm going to say, man, you drive a hard bargain. You know what? Let me stay on hold right now. Let me talk to my partner. Let's see if we can make it happen. I always got to make it seem like it's a hard thing to do, even though I already know we could do it. And then I'll go and talk and pretend I'm talking to my partner, and then I'm going to say, okay, just talk to my partner. We're going to send you a purchase agreement. If you sign it today, we'll do your 72. Even though that's not really what we want to be, it's kind of tight, but we'll make it happen. And then he's going to say, okay, bet, let's do it. And then he's going to run to his wife. He's going to say, yeah, babe, they wanted 70. I got 72. I got him, babe. That's what he's going to say to his wife. And then we lock the deal up, and then we pay you out. You know what I mean? So it's very easy. Just do it. Don't overthink. You know what I mean? Trying to show you guys the right way. People charge $1,000 to teach you this stuff. Go look at all the people promoting land courses. They're charging anywhere between like $1,000 or more to teach you this. And I'm showing you guys this. Take advantage. Go and do it. Antonio, don't overthink. Just go and do it. It's very easy. Once you do your first one, you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe it was this easy. You said it was easy, but I didn't really believe it. But now that I see that it's done, now I see. And I'm like, told you, just do it. I've been doing this since 2018. I do it on houses. I do it on land. I do it on single family homes. And then these little tactics that I'm giving you guys, use them. Act like the first price is too much. Act like it's a high price. And then they're going to come back at you and say, you know what? Okay, let's do it what you want. Let's do this. And then we can always go back to their price. You know what I mean? You can always go back to their price. But yeah, like I was saying before, my first deal, $51.50. And then when I started implementing these little tactics of just making the first price seem high, and it's more little tactics that I use, and as we go on, I'm gonna continue to give you guys tips and tricks. But look at this check, $51.50. This is when I didn't know anything. I was excited. I just, okay, let's do it. But then when I started using some skill, some of these tactics, some of these negotiating seminars, when my brain got bigger, then you can see the difference. Look, this is 2018. Look at this. This one's 2023. Look at the difference. 35,000. 35,000 assignment fee. Look at this. And then look, this is more recent. 48,000. $48,000. Look at this. Mind you, you can see the progression, and then you can see I used to collect checks. I used to collect checks and wait for checks to clear. But now I refuse checks. I never get a check. I never want no more checks. I give them my account number. This is my Wells Fargo. This is my Wells Fargo account. I just tell them wire the funds. Wire the funds. Here's my banking. Here's my routing number, and here's my account number. And they just, bloop. It goes right into my account. It's faster than a check. I get this money faster. This is even more money, and I got it way faster than this little bit of money. Isn't that crazy? So when you start learning and you start doing more, and you get better and better and better and better. As you get better, the money grows, the money gets bigger, and it gets faster. Just like I'm teaching you guys now, eventually I'm gonna get. Eventually, you're gonna learn how to teach it, and you're gonna get a small team of your own. You're gonna get a small team of your own, or you could get a big team. Me, I don't like big teams. I prefer small teams. But you might like big teams, and you might go and get yourself a monster team. Maybe you might go and rent, you know, a whole telemarketing firm and having them do this all day nonstop. You know what I mean? Your vision is your limit. Sky's the limit. It's your vision. Whatever you want, you can make it happen. Just believe in yourself. Know that it's possible. Know that these lots are selling nonstop. You know, people are buying and selling them all day, every day. And you can do the same thing. If another human can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And then you'll get better. Look, 5150. And then I was doing $35,000 deals for a while. I started out with the 15,000 with with checks like $5,000 check. This is what I started with. But then later on, my checks became like 15,000. You know, for a while they were stuck at 10, 15, 10, 15. I was doing 10, $15,000 deals nonstop. And then all of a sudden, my mind shift just changed because I heard someone say, well, they asked me, what do I make average? I said, about 10, 15,000. He said, why? I said, what do you mean, why? Why are you not making 25, 30,000 per deal? And then I'm like, well, how do I do that? He said, just ask for more. And I was like, huh? Just ask for more? Yeah, just ask for more. So I just started asking for more. One thing that I learned, I just started asking for more. All of a sudden, because I asked for more, those same exact deals, the same deals that I was doing that were like 15K, they're now 30, 35K. And then I got comfortable at 30, 35K because I was like, damn, that's a large amount. Every deal, 30, 35K. Wow. But then I remember what that guy said. Just ask for more. And then what I do, I ask for more. And boom, 48,000. And I was like, holy shit. Now I'm like 48. That's a lot. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, um, you got to start here, bro. Do your first one. And then you'll get more comfortable. And then you'll get smarter. Your negotiating skills is going to get better. And you're basically going to just get better and better and better. And you're going to make more and more and more. And then you're going to have other people contacting you, asking you, how are you doing this? And then you're teaching them. Now your network and everything else is growing. It all grows. All right. So I'm just going to leave it here. I'm going to leave it with that. Antonio, don't overcomplicate things, man. Don't overanalyze. Just do what I'm saying. It works. I've been doing it for a while. I've charged people a lot of money to teach them. And now I'm just like, I could continue to charge people, but I'm like, you know what? If I don't charge people, more people will learn it. And then in the back end, I make more money in the back end. You know, in the beginning, the front end money is important because you got to pay your bills, you got to do that. But when you have a nice bank account, you don't really care about the front end money because all your bills are already paid. All my bills are paid. Everything's paid. So I don't, you know, I could afford to do the back end stuff because, you know, I don't need to get paid up front. So that's just how it is now. So I still make a bunch of money up front, but back end money is more important because I don't want to charge people. Because when I was starting to learn this stuff, everybody was trying to charge me 25, 30 grand to teach me. And I was like, what? 25, 30 grand? Bro, I got $500 in my bank account. How am I going to give you $40,000, 30,000, 25,000. The cheapest I got, I found someone who was willing to teach me wholesaling real estate was like 20 grand. And I was like, man, forget it. And I started learning on my own. I found a couple videos, and luckily I'm very smart. I figured it out. But some people never figure it out. You know what I mean? Some people just never figure it out. Me, I just happened to figure it all out, and I did it. And I had no help. I had no help with this one. No help. I did it all by myself. All based on what I learned and what my knowledge. And I took the leap of faith and I just believed that it's gonna happen. And it just happened. Because I believed it was gonna happen. So you see, you first have to believe that it's going to happen before it even happens. You gotta believe first. Don't see it happen before you believe. Believe before you see it happens, and it's gonna happen. All right. So that's the name of the game today. And just again, you guys know what to do. You guys have the rules in place. You guys know 80,000 is what we're gonna pay. I mean, go shopping for us, man. It's tons of properties out here, man. You know what I mean? Tons of stuff out here. Look, just zoom in. Look, I'll find one. And look, there's one. Boom. See? They're easy to find. They're easy to find. Just make sure they're not owned by LLCs, and make sure they're not owned by well, everything else is fair game. So go have fun. Don't get anything near canals. These ones are fine. Don't get anything off canals. Don't get anything off major roads. Okay? And everything else is free game. And let's make it happen. If you guys have questions, comment below. And if you guys have I'm thinking about starting to show you guys how to do the single family, but I don't know. It's gonna be tough because YouTube strikes down videos and they get flag your account and they could delete your account if you start showing too much personal information. So maybe I could like start up a group, a Facebook group maybe, and then maybe like do Zooms, and then I could show you guys single family and then some multifamily. But first, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Just focus on vacant lots, because that's the easiest way to do things is right now is just finding a vacant lot, because you don't need to know anything about plumbing and all this extra stuff and roofing and the cost of rehabs. You don't need to know all that. Just start with the lots, and then from there, just knock it out. Go to this form here, fill out the form, submit, and I'll get you paid. Simple. All right, guys, I'm going to run. Comment below. Let me know if you guys are interested in starting a group. Maybe I'll start a group, and then maybe we'll do like training once a day or once a week or whatever we agree on. That way we all can make more money. You guys saw it, man. You guys saw my progress. This is basically how I started out. Later on, this is where I'm at. I'm doing 30, 35K deals, but I'm seeing the lots is way easier as a beginner. Starting out, I wish I knew the land, and so I want to show people that's completely brand new the land. Let me know if this is something you guys want to learn. If it is, let's start up a group and let's start up some Zoom meetings, and we'll do this like regularly, maybe like 3 times a week, because I want you guys to get a lot of information, and then that's it. We'll just get these deals going and put some money in your pocket before the holidays. It is now 11/15, November 15. I mean, you guys got a good 30, 40 days before Christmas, right? So let's make this money. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's make this one happen.